What is CAE? Maybe you have already heard these three letters, CAE, and you are wondering what it means. This is what I will explain right now. Let's say you are a product designer and you are wondering how to make the best design for your products. But what is a great design? Something that will catch the eye of the client? Not only. You know that materials, quality and resistance of your product are very important. This is why you will have to perform series of standard tests on your product to validate the design. For each different product you have different type of tests. Let's say you are an electronic device designer. One of the tests you will have to do is the drop test. In other words, throw your product on the ground to see if it breaks or not. Then you have also the crash tests and also various other destructive tests. Then all is not about strengths. You have to do also thermal cooling tests, for example. Basically, it's to see if your device will not overheat during its life. This is particularly necessary test for electronic devices because they are always on consuming power and heating. Do you remember the last time you turned off your cell phone? To simplify, I just consider these three tests, but you have to know that to get the quality we have in actual products, much more tests are required. So when you do the drop test, the crash test, the cooling test, you will already spend a fair amount of money. But you have to understand that this is only the first prototype. So when the physical tests on all the prototypes are over, you will have spent a lot of money, but you will finally get something to sell. After following all this process, you may ask yourself this question: how can I limit the cost of all these physical tests? The first step to do that is to create a 3D model of your product using a CAD software. CAD stands for Computer Assisted Design. But this is only the first step. When you have your 3D model in CAD, you cannot directly test it. You have to use another CAE software to test it. What you need to remember is that CAD is for graphical design, whereas CAE is for real engineering. It is true that sometimes you have some testing module embedded in your CAD software, but most of the time those are quite limited and the results you get are not reliable. This is why professionals use a separate software to do the job. So as you see, CAE stands for Computer Aided Engineering. It is a way to solve all kinds of engineering problems of your product with a computer. This kind of software is also known as FEA analysis software because it uses the finite element analysis to solve engineering problems. You can directly perform all these tests of drop test, crash test, and cooling test in the CAE software, and you don't need to spend money on so much physical tests. So, in your design process, all the prototypes can be tested directly on your computer. The result is that you gain some significant amount of money and you get your final product as well.